1 minute ago, Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo's secret past finally comes to light. What could be so explosive that it's shaking the entire entertainment world? Hidden romances, untold stories, and shocking confessions. The truth is finally unraveling. Join Red Carpet Revealed as we dive deep into the secrets that have remained buried for years. You won't believe what we discovered. In a stunning twist that no one saw coming, the secret past between two of Korea's most celebrated stars. Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo has erupted into public view, sending shockwaves through fans, the entertainment industry, and the media worldwide. Just moments ago, confidential sources leaked a series of revelations so explosive that it has left the world reeling. Behind the perfectly polished smiles and flawless red carpet appearances, a hidden emotional chapter existed between Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo, a chapter that was never meant to see the light of day, a serial heartthrob's hidden truth. Lee Min-ho, often dubbed Asia's ultimate heartthrob, has spent years under the microscope of fame. His dazzling looks and undeniable charm have made him the subject of countless romance rumors linked to a string of actresses and models. Yet through it all, he remained remarkably private, never once publicly acknowledging any relationship. But this time it's different. The woman at the center of the revelation is none other than Song Hye Kyo, an icon in her own right, and a figure whose emotional scars from a painful marriage and high-profile divorce have been etched into the collective memory of millions. The idea that these two megastars, each carrying their own shadows, once shared a hidden bond, is almost too much for the public to handle, and yet the pieces are falling into place in a story more gripping than any K-drama. How it all unraveled. According to insiders, Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo's connection began years ago during an international awards season, when the two were frequently spotted backstage, sharing what now appears to be far more than casual camaraderie. At the time, it was brushed off as mere industry friendship. However, a series of private messages recently leaked, referencing a relationship too fragile for the spotlight, and memories that haunt to this day, have fueled a firestorm of speculation. Adding to the frenzy, previously unseen photos have emerged, showing the two stars together in low-profile, intimate settings, far from public view. The tension snapped when one message seemingly from Lee Min-ho confessed, "If things were different, maybe today would not hurt so much." Although names were omitted, fans and media quickly connected the dots, triggering an avalanche of media coverage and fan speculation. A love never meant for the spotlight. Observers are now piecing together the possible reasons why this relationship remained hidden. For Lee Min-ho, who was meticulously building an international brand, a public relationship could have risked alienating a massive global fan base. For Song Hye Kyo, who had already endured a painful and very public divorce, a new romance, especially with someone under such intense scrutiny, could have reopened wounds she was desperate to heal. They lived in two parallel worlds. One source close to the stars said, "They found comfort in each other, but the pressures outside were too strong. They chose silence over exposure, even if it cost them everything." Brands that had endorsement deals lined up with either star began issuing cautious statements, some even pausing all promotional activities pending clarification. Drama studios have been thrown into chaos, questioning whether upcoming projects involving Lee Min-ho or Song Hye Kyo will proceed as planned, or if public perception will force massive shakeups. Some express heartbreak and betrayal, feeling that years of loyalty have been met with deception. Others, however, rally with overwhelming support, celebrating the stars' right to love and pain away from the relentless public gaze. So far, both Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo have remained silent. Their agencies have refused to comment, issuing only the standard "we are checking the facts" statement, a move that has only fueled greater speculation and suspicion. Rumors suggest that behind closed doors, frantic damage control meetings are underway. PR teams are weighing whether to deny, deflect, or embrace the story, knowing that each move could make or break careers at this critical juncture. Reports from those close to the two suggest that the emotional impact of their relationship lingers to this very day. "It's not something they can simply walk away from," said one anonymous former stylist who worked with them during overlapping schedules abroad. There were moments, brief, almost imperceptible, where you could see it in their eyes. A sadness, a longing. Adding further intrigue, a resurfaced interview clip from years ago now paints a chilling new picture. When asked about "a love that got away," Lee Min-ho had paused, visibly emotional, before responding. Sometimes timing is everything, and sometimes it's the one thing you can't control. At the time, fans had speculated he was speaking about a past girlfriend, but now many are convinced the statement was a veiled reference to Song Hye Kyo, the pressure cooker of fame. Few understand the crushing isolation of superstardom, the way it builds golden cages around even the brightest lights. Lee Min-ho, burdened by the adoration of millions, and Song Hye Kyo, battle-scarred from publicized personal heartbreak, were never afforded the luxury of simple, ordinary love. Insiders suggest that early attempts to explore their bond were quickly drowned under external pressures, management agencies, warning against distractions, brand obligations, demanding pristine images, fans obsessed with their idol's every move. They didn't just have to fight for each other, said a former entertainment journalist who followed their early careers closely. They had to fight the entire system, and in the end it was too much. The fallout. A fractured fairy tale. Now, as the truth claws its way to the surface, the fallout is immediate and brutal. International media has begun to pick up the story, analyzing every glance and every interview from the past decade for hidden clues. Gossip columns are speculating about whether the secret past could influence upcoming projects, such as Lee Min-ho's highly anticipated Hollywood debut and Song Hye Kyo's rumored Netflix series. Some fans are calling for a full explanation, while others beg the public to leave the two alone. Let them heal. One viral comment pleads, "They've given us so much already. Don't take their right to private love too." But the genie is out of the bottle. The whispers have turned into a deafening roar, and it remains to be seen whether Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo can weather the storm, or whether the weight of their long-buried past will finally pull them under. What lies ahead? Industry experts are now forecasting a number of possibilities. A brave public acknowledgement of their past bond, which could humanize them further and forge deeper connections with fans. A strategic denial or deflection, aiming to protect current brand deals and upcoming releases. A quiet retreat from the spotlight, allowing time for the chaos to subside. No matter the path they choose, the road ahead will not be easy. Already, book publishers and documentary producers are reportedly reaching out, eager to tell the untold love story of Asia's two brightest stars. Speculation is running wild that if either Lee Min-ho or Song Hye Kyo ever chose to break their silence, even in memoir form years from now, it would instantly become a bestseller, cementing their legend in an entirely new, bittersweet way. In an era where fairy tales are often carefully manufactured for the public eye, the raw, imperfect humanity revealed by this story has struck a deep chord. Far from diminishing their stature, this tangled, beautiful, painful connection between Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo might just make them more beloved than ever before. Because sometimes the stories that hurt the most are the ones that matter the most. Stay tuned, because at Red Carpet Revealed, we're just getting started.